surprising Ojibwe. A little while back, I was looking at maps, like you do, and I came across this town here, Wauwatosa. Now, this town is right outside Milwaukee in Wisconsin, and that area has a lot of Ojibwe communities, both contemporarily and historically. So there are a lot of Ojibwe names of places. So I was thinking this does look like it could be an Ojibwe word, but let's see if we can break it down. So we have Wawa, probably pronounced Wawa, that's how it's pronounced today. Well, that means like flashing. By the way, I promise I do videos on more things than just saying Wawa. Anyway, but what about Tosa? I'm not as sure on that one. By the way, Tosa is the nickname of this town, so that's cool. So when you look at names like this that have been written down for a long time, you have to also think about how were they pronounced in the past? Was this always pronounced and written as Wauwatosa? Well, historically, when you have this A in an Ojibwe or similar language word, you actually say the word A in it. So you would probably historically have pronounced this as Wauwatose. Okay, now we're getting somewhere because this does sound like an Ojibwe word. In fact, it sounds eerily similar to the word Wauwatosa, firefly. So could this be it? A town called Wauwatosa? A town called Firefly? I mean, that'd be cool. So I did a little digging. I found one source that said that the meaning behind the word is a mystery, and I am 100% sure that is not the case. Definitely not true. Let's keep going. So as I kept digging, I found it was actually named for this guy, Chief Wauwatosa or Chief Wauwatosa. So which Ojibwe community was he from? Turns out he's Potawatomi. Okay. Now this is cool for a lot of reasons. Potawatomi is actually the closest language related to Ojibwe, so it shares a lot of words. The question is, though, is this one of them? See, like a lot of similarly related languages, there is a lot of overlap, but there are really important differences. One example is that in Ojibwe, the word for one is Beijig. However, in Potawatomi, the word for one is Ngo. Pretty different. And actually, this is a word in Ojibwe. It's pronounced slightly different, but it means kind of the first or the initial. It can be used to describe a singular thing, but in Potawatomi, it means the number. So important difference there. So given that, we can't safely say just because they're similar languages, and this seems like the Ojibwe word for firefly, that is, in fact, what it means in Potawatomi. So I reached out to some of my Potawatomi friends to double check myself on this. Turns out, yeah, it's what it means. Wauwatosa, firefly in Potawatomi. This also can be pronounced as wasese, which is the same word but pronounced a little bit differently. There's always dialects and languages, and they can be pronounced a little bit differently. I love getting to encounter Potawatomi as well. It's really cool because when I hear Potawatomi, I actually can often understand a good chunk of what's being said. That's how similar they are, and this is a great example of a word that's borrowed pretty much the same between the two languages and is borrowed into the town of Wauwatosa.